Hello, my name is Lindsay Heinlein, and today I'm going to be talking about education in Arizona, in specifics about their English language learner program. In Arizona, the Department of Education defines an English learner as a child who does not speak English or whose native language is not English, and who is not currently able to perform in an ordinary classroom in just English. There are some demographics in Arizona that affect their large population of English language learners. Currently in Arizona, there's around 93,000 English language learners in their schools. That's about 13% of the public schools. And Arizona currently has a large growing population of Latinos, and the common home languages besides English are Spanish, Vietnamese, Navajo, and Somali. Spanish is the most common besides English. The program the Department of Education in Arizona has created is a structured English immersion program. In this program, a classroom where the students are limited English proficient are determined by test scores. The students are in the classroom for English immersion for about 4 hours a day for daily English language development. During this English language development, the teachers will focus on phonology, which is pronunciation, the sounds the English language words make, morphology, internal structure of words, how they blend and develop those words, syntax, word order rules, vocabulary, and semantics of how to use the English in different situations and contexts. Structured English immersion is different from sheltered English immersion by teachers using more visuals in the sheltered English immersion classes and graphic organizers and other strategies that use visuals to help make the students comprehend. Next, we're going to talk about Arizona's language development approach. Here in this graphics, we see that all educators share the responsibility for promoting the success of English learners. And then there are 4 principles that build this model. So principle 1 is asset-based behaviors and educations and expectations. Educators need to recognize multilingualism, acknowledge home language culture, be responsive to the differences of their students, and build a community with these students. And also they need to remember that each student is unique. Not all students are the same, so they need to build those individual relationships. Principle 2 is integrated instruction in disciplinary language and content. This is where educators are responsible for designing instruction that integrates language and literacy development. They need to scaffold instruction to meet the students' needs and collaborate discussions and opportunities for students to work together. Principle 3 targets explicit instruction. This is critical to English language students. This creates opportunities for students to use all 4 language domains to include reading, writing, speaking, and listening. And the use of the English proficiency standards are important to make sure that the content material is used to teach the language. Principle 4, assessment, monitor, and feedback. Teachers and educators need to use English proficiency standards, diagnostical tools, and formative and summative assessments to measure their English language learners' knowledge. This model also supports student agency. Student agency is where English learners are able to take control of their own learning, make decisions, and act independently. Principle 1, the asset-based learning allows English learners to develop confidence in their own skills and knowledge. Integrated language and content instruction allows English ELs to develop a voice, confidence, and self-determination as they use content and language to meet their individual goals. Target and explicit instruction allows ELs to develop their voice, confidence, and efficacy around their language use. With assessments, monitoring, and feedback, ELs have the opportunity to set their own goals. Arizona has 4 different SEI models. We've got the newcomer, which is for all students who have just recently arrived in the United States. These are usually students who score in the pre-emergent to emergent range, and these students need to receive 120 minutes daily of targeted instruction. And these students also need to receive 120 minutes of weekly integrated instruction. This is to help boost their English language knowledge. Next, we have the pull-out students, where pull-out instruction is specialized instruction for only part of their day. These students will receive about 60 minutes a day of targeted instruction, and the rest of their instruction will be integrated in the classroom with English language learners and regular English students. Next, we have the 50-50 dual language model. This would be only 30 minutes of targeted daily instruction, 90 minutes of integrated instruction. And this is the goal to develop proficiency in both language. This program requires a waiver from the parents. And then the last type of model is the 2-hour model, where students are pulled out for specialized instruction for part of their day. Students will receive 120 minutes of targeted ELD instruction. The rest of their instruction will be integrated instruction. At least one content area is designated for integrated instruction. The rest of the time they will be part of the regular classroom. The English language program eligibility starts with the home language survey that is sent home from the schools at the beginning of the year. This is to determine if these students are second language learners and if they need to take the Arizona English Language Learner Assessment, AZELA. If the student qualifies to take the AZELA assessment, this assessment is used to measure students' English proficiency level. Students take this test to be placed into the appropriate English language learner program. Students will retake this assessment in the spring once a year until they reach a proficiency. Accommodations that are available to our ELS students are they are provided a comfortable distraction-free testing environment. They can test in a small group, one-on-one, or even in a separate location. The test proctor is able to repeat directions as needed and answer questions about the directions. The students are also allowed to use devices that help them be able to see and hear the test appropriately. Parents and guardians also have rights when it comes to determining their students' English language services. The parents are required to be notified of the placement into the program, and the parents will need to sign a consent form in order for the services to start. But parents also have the option to withdraw or deny these services. Before the parents are able to withdraw their child or deny the services, the school will set up a consultation with information regarding their students' progress, the programs they are offering and will provide, and allow the parent to make a more informed decision. Overall, Arizona has a great EL program for their students, and they really target providing them with the best education possible.